Hey friend, Roger Christopherson here again with another first listen review. This time we are just got done listening to, I should say, Ray Alder's new one entitled 2. I don't know what's going on with these bands or artists lately. We got Winger coming out with 7, we got Extreme coming out with 6, and now we have Ray Alder coming out with 2. Apparently we've just given up on naming albums anymore. But anyway, that aside, actually thoroughly enjoyed this album. I haven't really listened to much of what I shouldn't say I haven't listened to, but I haven't really gotten into much what Ray has done lately with Fate's Warning. I don't know, I loved when No Exit came out in '88, I believe. That was one of those albums I couldn't stop listening to. His vocals on that were insane, and from that point on, every Fate's Warning album just became less interesting to me, and partially due to the fact he doesn't sing at all like he did back in those days, which I guess is just, this is what singers do. They just can't hit those notes anymore a lot of the times, and he just appears to be one of these guys that has also fallen to that. Although luckily his voice does have a very unique tone to it, and I really enjoy the way he sings. He did a lot of those albums with the Redemption, and those were actually really good. I actually found those more interesting than I did any of the later day Fate's Warning stuff. He also had a couple albums out with the band Engine, which I just found extremely forgettable, but the singing was always good. It's just the songs weren't that good. Although the Redemption was actually pretty good. And not to say that the musicianship or anything was bad, it's just that I think that the writing for Fate's Warning just became so I don't know, they tried to be extremely progressive, I think, in the writing, and just the lack of strong melodies just seemed to lose my interest. However, on his last album, What the Water Wants, same guy is helping him out, by the way. He wanted to go with a more catchy, memorable hooks and stuff like that, which it really was. This one's definitely not that style. It doesn't have the big catchy hooks like that one did. However, I saw or read an interview, I should say, with him where he was talking about how he wanted these guys to help him write a more darker, progressive album. And, he works with them while they're writing the songs. He doesn't just have somebody just write the songs for him. He actually works with them while they're writing it because he doesn't play an instrument or anything. And that would be with guitarist Mike Abdo, who is the touring member with Fate's Warning, and Tony Hernando, who is in Words of Black with Ronnie Romero. So that's kind of cool that he had these guys working with him again. Now these guys both played bass on the album, which I think I would have preferred, just me personally, because I think each individual person in a song brings their own unique style, and I think having a different bass player who would have brought their own thing to it instead of a guitar player, they are different. I don't, they're not the same thing. I know guys like to interchange bass, playing bass and rhythm guitar and stuff like that, but they're different instruments, and sometimes I think if you're going to try to make something sound like a band effort, you should bring in another person that is their main instrument. But that's just my personal thoughts on that one. And drumming with Craig Anderson, who was in the band Ignite and Crescent Shield, who I'm not familiar with, but that's the bands he's from. And they have quite a few I don't even know how to put it. They got probably more. I should say this is probably what I wished Fate's Warning would have done in more of their albums. This is progressive, but still does have some really good, strong melodies on it. In fact, progressive to the fact that some interesting time changes and stuff in several of the songs, and they're longer. That doesn't always necessarily mean that they're more progressive, but when you're trying to come up with something that's more mainstream. You don't usually have longer songs. It's funny, 3 of these songs are exactly 5 minutes and 51 seconds long. It's kind of funny, and the longest one being the last one changes. Unless, of course, you got the limited edition digipack that has an acoustic version of This Hollow Shell on it, which was released as the first single. And yeah, so anyway, I really enjoyed this album. It's got a lot of progressive elements that I liked, and it's got Ray Adler, I keep saying Adler, Ray Alder singing, like, actually he's singing a lot in a higher register than he has been doing on a lot of other stuff, so I will give him that. It's still not hitting those soaring high notes or anything like that, but like I said, that's not going to be expected at this point, but it was still an enjoyable listen. So if you guys have anything you want to add or comment on, feel free, as always, like, share, subscribe, and until next time, see you.